bring you Mark coming. So, hello everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Um, yeah, my name is Jerry, and I'm here for the housekeeping. So, like always, we're going to have someone special coming up on board who's going to talk to us about a lot of things. And we're going to be having no other person than Mrs. Krishna. So Mrs. Krishna will be coming to talk to us about a lot of stuff before we bring in our entrepreneurial emotional intelligence. Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Krishna. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jerry, and thank you, Coderina, for having me here. Good afternoon, everybody. It's wonderful to see this cohort of youngsters who are here today just because they would rather spend time learning and growing as opposed to watching TV or playing video games. That shows you have a growth mindset. Now, what is a growth mindset? We often hear it being bandied about. It is nothing but your attitude to learning and intelligence. When you believe you can get smarter, you already understand that effort makes you smarter and stronger. So you now put in your time and effort like you're doing now, and that definitely leads to higher achievement. Neuroscience, the study of the neurons, is showing us more and more that the brain is extremely malleable and our beliefs and actions affect neural growth. So you can actually grow your brain. And again, in present times, it is widely accepted that one of the most important predictors of long-term success is emotional intelligence. And for the first part today, I want to just give you a few small techniques about tying up emotional intelligence and the growth mindset. 3 basic techniques. And you people are so lucky. We are learning these techniques now, much later on in life. And you are having an exposure to all this at such a young age. This emotional quotient, it's actually a muscle you can exercise, strengthen, and build lifelong. So the first thing, live with a have mindset. There's been this age-old mantra, and you hear people telling you, be the change you want to be, and all those things. Well, the mantra is be, do, and have. But now if you flip the script and now say have, do, and be, when you believe that you already have what you want to have, it positively affects the way you do things, and it now impacts the way you're going to become what you want to be. So that's very important. So now you have a goal in mind. So a way to start the day by energizing and rallying yourself with something, a commitment to begin your day with something that ties back to the end result you want to achieve. It could be success in your exams. It could be a more long-term goal, but something to start the day with ties to your goal. Then the second technique is own, partner, delegate. This looks like business jargon, but it really is not. It's a very powerful technique. What are the things that you need to own and do yourself? If you're preparing for an exam, you are the one who has to study. You are the one, you're preparing for a competition, you have to build a robot. You are the one who has to do it. But at the same time, in the process, you might also have to work with a partner. Maybe it's a group work, it's a teamwork. You might need to get the help of someone in the family. So decide what are those things you need to partner with. And then you're still young, you're still dependent, and so you are lacking in some skills. You are maybe not, you don't have enough strength to do something or the time to do something. There is nothing wrong in now saying that this is something I'm going to ask somebody to do for me. Now, building up on these skills will make you such wonderful managers later on when you're going to have to manage large teams where you know what you need to own, what you need to partner with, and what things you need to delegate. You do not have to do them yourself. You can always ask for help. Then the third thing is, this is called the one lunch technique. At your level, when you are in school or wherever you are, then find somebody in your environment or in your association group of associates that you want to learn from, or someone who you want help, or just spend more time with, and see how you can arrange to spend maybe 20-30 minutes a week with that person. These are some wonderful techniques. Now, I want to go into one more aspect, that is the adaptability quotient. Long, long ago, I'm sure all of you have heard of Charles Darwin. So, about evolution of life. Now, he said it is not the strongest or most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. And now, the most important buzzwords in life is your adaptability quotient. So, I want to now here tell you a small story to make a predator prey analogy. There was a lion chasing a gazelle. The gazelle was fast, managed to escape to a place where the lion could not find it. There was so much food and there was no danger. The gazelle became very comfortable, ate and ate and ate, forgot to exercise, was not running around. And what happened? It became fatter, lost its muscular tone and the ability to move fast. Meanwhile, there was another predator who now found the gazelle. And the gazelle had lost all its survival instinct because it was so much in its comfort zone and it was prey. So, this teaches us that we need challenges to help us stay on our toes and ready to face hidden dangers. For success and survival in life, you need to be able to adapt. To adapt, you need support and challenge, prey and predator. Suppose from the day you were born, everybody gave you everything you wanted, whenever you wanted, just the way you wanted. What's that going to make you? It is just going to make you a juvenile dependent. You are a disaster waiting to happen. The minute any part of the scaffolding supporting you weakens, you're going to collapse. This is a reason sometimes your parents say no. Love them for it. They sometimes get you what you don't like. Respect their choice. They sometimes allow you to fight your own battles. They are not trying to rush in to protect you in every situation. Thank them for it. These situations are making you tough to face life, while the people who support you stay as your safety net in the background. So basically, that's my message to all of you. Have a growth mindset, build your emotional intelligence, and make sure that you are adapting to change by embracing all the challenges that come into your life. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mrs. Krishna. We are happy for what you. We are happy for your comments. Such a wonderful thing and such inspiring for the kids. So, without further ado, we are going to bring in Miss Lawrence and Mr. Albert for their section.
Hi everyone. Hi Albert.
Hi, Prince. How are you? Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Hi everyone. How we doing? Hi Dami. Dami's here. Okay, we've got two Damis here then. Okay. Temi Tokbe, hi. Hello guys. How many of us did our last week assignment? How many of us were able to write down, things that changed, things that we experienced last week? Hi, everyone. What was new for you last week? Was anybody able to do a meditation last week? Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Good day, Ayodele. Oh, you Dami did fantastic. How did you find the Dami? Was it interesting? Ayode did as well. That's very good. That's really good. Okay. It's good to know that we're doing this. Oh, fantastic. Janet did as well. That's really good. I'm delighted. Sharon did as well. Great stuff. Great stuff. How did you guys find it? Were you able to concentrate? Ade Waiter did 15 minutes. That's fantastic. Evelyn did as well. Evelyn, well done. Sharon did as well. That is really good. That's good. Did you find it? Were you guys distracted when you were doing it? Did you find it interesting? How about did you try it yourself?
Sorry?
Did you try doing the meditation yourself?
Meditation. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you do meditation. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
you enjoy it, don't you? Yeah, I was really stressed
Yes.
out yesterday. And I just needed to meditate myself, and I did about an hour, and it was really good. It was refreshing. Okay, fantastic. So
It's
we're
very
going to go
relaxing.
in. Yeah, it is. It is. So we're going to go into today's program. We're doing motivation today. I'm sure that you guys are prepared because now that you know how to self-regulate, I want to believe that you do know how to self-regulate now, or at least you're working towards it. And or Sharon said it was very calming. Fantastic, Sharon. So now that we are at that point where we can actually now begin to learn and practice how to self-regulate, it's only fantastic that we get motivated now. We also learn how to motivate ourselves so that we're able to, keep the momentum going, which is why today's class is all going to be about motivation, how to get yourself from not doing anything to doing a whole lot, or how to get yourself doing 15 minutes of meditation to doing 20 minutes, maybe half an hour out there, and to also apply motivation to other aspects of your life. So I'm just gonna go straight into the presentation. So what's gonna happen, guys, is I'm gonna run through the presentation really quick. Once I finish running through the presentation, myself and Albert then would now have conversation, and everybody will all have conversations about it, and we'll take questions like we did last Saturday, and then we just have interaction. And then again, there's always an assignment. There's always something that you guys have to do for me at the end of every class. So I'm just gonna go straight into the presentation now. So we pull that in. Great stuff. Okay, guys, I'm not okay. We'll share my screen again. That wasn't working there. Okay. Now, guys, I'm just trying to get this. Yeah, play from the start. Yes, fantastic. We're here now. So again, it's emotional intelligence development. We are going to be doing self-motivation and also learn how to be able to, motivate other people. So just a recap on what we've done so far, so that for those of you that is joining us for the first time, so that you know exactly where we are at. So this class is all about emotional intelligence. Is how you develop your emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence is obviously the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of the people around you. So for the 6 weeks class, we focused on the 5 key elements of emotional intelligence. We have looked at, in the first week, we looked at self-awareness, being self-aware, knowing what's happening around you, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, understanding why people do what they do, and managing how to react to it, learning, trying new things. A lot of people tried new things, and some of us found out that we liked the new things that we tried, and others didn't like some, and then we've moved on from that. And then week 2, we did self-regulation. With self-regulation now, a lot of us are trying meditation, a lot of us are trying yoga, and we're beginning to now understand things. We've learned now that people can choose how they act. That's their choice. We also have a choice to choose how we react to it, and it's often good that in a bad situation that you take a step back before you react to things so you can actually analyze. We also covered how it is very, very important to hear people, to actually understand them rather than hearing to respond. Sometimes when people are talking to you, you just hear them to respond. So it's literally like you've built a defense word that when someone is talking to you, you're just waiting, finish, let me now answer that. But we've moved away from that now last week and learned techniques on how we can actually try and hear people when they talk so that our response can be good, so that we can respond appropriately, so that we can show that our emotional intelligence is being developed. Today we're going to be doing motivation. So I'm sure everybody is pumped up here now. Who wants to get motivated today? So just a recap on last week, self-regulation. We now know what self-regulation is. We know that it means that you plan, you set your goal, you lay out your strategy, you use the strategy that you've laid out and monitor your performance, you reflect on performance, and then you go again and set another plan. It's a cycle of life. You just keep setting new goals, setting new plans. As you're achieving them, you keep going. And as you're doing them, it helps you, because self-regulation is the ability to monitor and manage your energy state, emotional thoughts, and behaviors in a way that are acceptable and produces positive results, such as your well-being, loving relationship, and your learning. And more specifically, emotional self-regulation refers to the ability to manage disruptive emotions and impulses. So now that we've recapped on that now, so today is a fresh week now, and we are looking at motivation. So, guys, what is motivation in your opinion? What do you think motivation is? What is motivation? Is it your ability to get up and do something? What is it? What is motivation to you? I want to see your comments in the boxes down. I want to see your comments in the comment section so I can read what motivation is to you guys. Um, motivation, motivation is what pushes us to achieve our goals, feel more fulfilled, and improve our overall quality of life. So, it's first of all, what do you want? Is asking yourself that question. What do you want? And then create a picture, because sometimes it's easier to visualize where you're going to. It actually helps. So if you, as a student now, you're thinking, I want to become a medical doctor, or I want to become a scientist, or I want to become an engineer, or, what is that dream job that you want to become? Who is that person that you want to become? Picture it. See yourself 10 years from today and see where exactly you want to, you would love to be 10 years from today. Once you've created that picture, you've seen it, you see and feel the desire state. Like, now that you've created the picture, you've seen what you could be. Now there's that hunger, there's that flair to want to do it. That's why the motivation sets in, because you not know that this is where I want to be, and you're seeing how it will feel like being that person. Then you not have to ask yourself, what do you need to do to get to that point that you want to be? As a student, if you're looking to become a doctor, what are the grades you need to get in order to be able to get into a uni to study medicine? Once you know that, then now prepare your mind and begin to work towards it. It's those dreams and goals, it's self-awareness, resource view development. So it's, again, like we've said before, is knowing yourself, knowing what your strengths and your weaknesses are. Once you now know that, you're able to know when to ask for help. You begin to develop yourself, build a team around yourself. Your friends, get study buddies. In school, find people who are like-minded as you are, or find people who are even more intelligent in some areas than you are, and then come together as a group and begin to support each other. Decide on a study plan, or, once you've gotten yourself into a study group, decide on how you're going to be studying together and helping each other. But most importantly, have a positive mental attitude to everything you do, because that's the only way you achieve success. Once you're positive in your head, once you know that I can do this, you can always, achieve it. So our focus area today is on personal drive to achieve, commitment to goals, initiative, optimism, and resilience, and motivational techniques. So we're going to look at personal drives. We are also going to, look at how you can commit to your goals, and how to take initiative, how to be resilient, and above all, we are also going to teach you motivational techniques, some of the techniques that you're going to have to apply on a daily basis, that's going to help you develop this your motivation. uh, so why is self-motivation important? It's very, very vital to understand the importance of anything that we do, because once you understand as a person that this is what this is important, it's now very easy to begin to apply it, or to begin to train yourself in it, because you know now that it's important. So when there is motivation, there is initiative and direction, courage, energy, and the persistence to follow through your goals. So it just means, like I always tell people, if you cannot run, jog. You can't jog, work. You can't work, just don't stop. Just don't be at a bus stop. So the fact that once you have a goal, you can visualize where you want to go. It's only natural that you want to push yourself to get there. And believe me, sometimes it can be, you can have down times, you can have days where you are really just down. And then when those days are in front of you, what you need to do is just tell yourself, I have made a decision to get up and do something no matter what. So no matter how small it is, just don't stay idle. Every single day, get up and do something. It could just be reading a book. Even when you're really down, it could just be reading a book, reading any motivational books. There are loads of them out there. Or just calling someone who can be very motivational. Sometimes we need other people to help us get up. And if you're in that space where you need other people to help you get up, chat up friends or teachers or people that you believe, those 5 people that you asked about yourself when we were doing the strengths and weaknesses. They know you better. Those people might just also be the people that would also help you, lift you up when you're down sometimes. So don't be shy to reach out. Always reach out to people when you're down and get motivated. So personal drive to achieve. It's all about setting goals. It's very, very, very important that you set goal. But it is worth thinking about the terms of the terms of mindset. So I don't know if anybody is aware of this, but there are 2 types of mindset. Are we aware of it? Does anybody know about the mindsets? Okay. So there are 2 types of mindset. There's a fixed mindset and the growth mindset. So first, we will go into knowing what mindset even is. A mental attitude that determines how you will interpret and respond to situation. And then why is mindset important? The difference between success and failure is as simple as having a different perspective on intelligence. Why should educators, understand mindset? So for you guys now, we're gonna just go through it so that you understand what it is. It is good to interact. It is good to know. It is good to develop your mindset. First, it is very important to know what mindset you have. So there is a fixed mindset, and then there is the growth mindset. So let's look at the fixed mindset first. Are you the type that limit your ability? Like are you the type that is afraid to fail? So you go, I'm not going to try this thing because I think I might fail at it. Is that who you are? Are you the type that says, I'm either good at this or I'm not good at this, without even trying something new? Like, are you the type that just look at something and go, oh no, me, no, I can't do that? Is that who you are? Are you the type that goes, oh, I don't think I like challenges, I don't want to be challenged, I'm very comfortable? Are you the type that is very comfortable? Like, you rather be in a place where you just feel comfortable, nothing pushes you? Are you the type that stick to what you know? Do you accept criticisms and positive feedbacks back? Well, how do are you the type that you just get frustrated really quick and give up? Well, if you are that type of a person at the moment, you have a fixed mindset. But not to worry about it. That can change, because you can always get a growth. You can always get a new mindset, because with a new mindset comes a new result. So tell us, are you the type that, you like an opportunity to grow? Do you want to learn new things? Do you think you can do anything once you put your mind to it? Do you like challenges? Do you believe challenges help you grow? Do you make an effort, and have attitudes to determine your ability? Like, you have the attitude to say, I'm just going to give this a try. What's the worst that could happen? Even if I don't get it right, but I would have learned something in the process. So if you're the type that like to try new things, yeah, you're in the right direction, you're in the perfect direction, you have a growth mindset, and you can only just keep growing from there. But for those of us that have a fixed mindset, it's okay, because we can always develop a new mindset. And these are some of the things that you're going to learn today on how to develop your new mindset so you can begin to get new results. Because if you have a fixed mindset, you already know what to expect with everything that happens around you, because it's there. But that can also mean that you're stagnant. You're in a particular spot where you're not growing. But once you have the growth mindset, or you now begin to open yourself into a new mindset, then you begin to get new results. So it's like trying stuff. If you're doing something the same way every single day and you're getting same result that you're not happy with, it's only natural that you start to look at changing, trying it a little bit different. So commitment to go. It's, if you aim at nothing, it's very easy to achieve. I love that quote. So if you don't have a goal, if you're not setting a goal for yourself, then there is nothing to achieve, you know? There is nothing to achieve. It's all about setting a goal. The only way you can attain success is setting a goal for yourself. Is saying, you know what, in the next 6 months, there's short-term goals, there's long-term, mid-term goals, and then there's long-term goals. It's being able to set those goals. And once you set a goal, you make a commitment. How do you make a commitment? You write down, the journal, the diary that you have, you write on it what your goal is first. So once you write what your goal is, what you want to achieve in the next 3 months, what you want to achieve in the next 6 months, and what you want to achieve in the next 1 year, and then what you want to achieve in the next 5 years. All right, write them down in that order. What you want to achieve in 3 months, what you want to achieve in 6 months, what you want to achieve in 1 year time, and then what you want to achieve in 5 years. Once you have that, focus on the 3 months for the moment and ask yourself, how do I achieve this? What are the things I need to do in order to achieve this? Once you have those written down, step one, just write what you want to achieve and how you want to do it. Just start doing what you are planning to do, the steps that you've made. So it's like, if you're looking to write an exam and your exam is in 3 months, and your goal is to get A or B plus, if you used to get C or D, now that's a goal. Now, what do you need to do in order to achieve that A? It now means that if you were studying once a week before, you have to study a little bit more. So set a new timetable, okay? Going forward, I'm going to study at least 1 hour every single day, or 2 hours every other day. So once you make that, you write that down, and then you start. So you start from today or tomorrow. No, start from today, so you're not waiting. When we finish this evening, study. You study for 1 hour, learn, take in what you've learned, and then tomorrow study again, and just keep going. Now that's how you are doing it. And as you're studying, try and set a pre-test for your own self. So it's like, maybe get someone again that you trust, or if you have a study group, get you guys together and try ask yourself each other questions, possible questions on the topics that you have studied already, and then see how you did. That's where you're analyzing it. Once you analyze it, you plan, and then you try again. You do it again and again and again, and you'll be so shocked that when your exam comes, there is no way you're not going to get an A or B if you put this into practice. So let's try that and see how we go with that. So initiative. So initiative, it's pretty much clear. It's effectively the ability to take advantage of opportunity when they occur. So when you're in a classroom, are there questions asked? Are there tasks that are set? Are you the type that usually like to stay in the crowd, within the crowd, rather than, putting yourself out there? When new students come into school, are you one of those that volunteer to teach first year students how to go around? Get busy, take courage. Start up initiative in your school. Is there, something that you think they could improve in? Set up a study group, set up a committee amongst your friends, and begin to address or begin to look at the possible opportunities that are in the school, the things that you could implement in school that could make learning for other students, or that could make interaction or networking with other students possible. Take that initiative, get few of your friends who are interested, and then see how you do it. So always standard, always standard. What I always tell people is, when I go into a room, I may not remember everybody in that room, but I make sure that they don't forget me in a good way. So are you the type that make a change? Are you the type that goes into a room and motivate everyone? These are things that you could, start to pick up new initiative. Think of something that is lacking in the school that you think will really help the student, and take the courage to write it out and meet your teacher and talk to your teacher about it and see if it can be implemented. Overcoming the fear of the unknown is really, really good, because it opens up new opportunities for you. Because if you're afraid to try, you're never going to try. And when you never try, you're never going to achieve. And that's just what life is. But at the same time, when you're taking actions, when you're planning to take this initiative, remember, good risk management is key. Identify the right opportunity to consider, and make sure they have the appropriate level of risk. So basically, when you are deciding to do this new thing, when you're deciding to take this new initiative, weigh all your options as well. Make sure that it may not necessarily be risk free, but that the risk involved can be managed. That's why you talk to people about it. That's why you get other people on board and make sure that you're going into the right direction. It might just be a study group that you want to set up in school, and that's fantastic. It's just doing it right and making sure that the times work with everybody that you're hoping to get involved, and that's you and starting up a new initiative. So being resilient. I'm sure the pictures on this slide literally says it all. Optimism is the can't do attitude turning into can do. You see, I have learned something that I do now, and it worked perfectly well. When I get a phone call and I'm asked, they call my company obviously, and then they ask question, oh, can you do that? The first thing I say is, yes, let me get back to you. And then I go and look at it, and then I come back. Why? Because I'm projecting a very positive attitude. I'm being optimistic about it. I see beyond the clouds. When everybody sees problems, I see opportunity. Because where there's chaos, there's an opportunity to achieve something. There's an opportunity to be creative. So when something is not working, instead of seeing it as other people see it, oh my God, this is not working, the clouds is really dark, why don't you be the one that just, be optimistic about things and just go, you know what, guys, this can be better. You know what? We're struggling. Maybe there's a particular subject that everybody is struggling with in class. Why don't you be the one that go, okay, maybe when we do this study group, we can actually help each other learn, or we can actually find a way to be polite and, ask the right questions in the class while the teacher is teaching, so he or she can help us understand it. And then being resilient is your ability to bounce back. It's okay to fail, so long as you're failing forward. It's actually okay, because every failure you encounter in life, whether you believe it or not, you are failing forward. Because in that failure, you've learned something. So it's not how many times you fall. It's not how many times you've taken that math text and failed it. It's your ability to continuously take it. And, when you take that math text and you fail, review why you had failed and try again. Read harder. If you were reading once a week, read 3 times a week. If you were reading 3 times a week, increase it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And eventually, everything becomes possible. Eventually, you achieve what you want to achieve. So, motivational techniques. So, here are some of the tips that you as students can learn in order to be motivated. It's getting feedback from work. So when you do an assignment, always ask your teachers outside the feedback. They might grade you, but if you're not really sure why you got the grades that you got, maybe it was lower than what you thought it would, have a conversation with your teacher so that you can know where you didn't do right and begin to improve at it. Pair work, like group work, I can't stress it enough. Just get into a team that are as intelligent or even much more brighter than you are, and then support each other, learn from each other, and then grow. That is really good when you do that. Sometimes you can do role play. You can, depending on what sort of subject you're studying, use visual aid, like look at things, try to visualize things, they help as well. If you're a good listener, try to do audio learning where if you find it difficult reading books, you can actually do audio studying where you look for the book online. I'm sure there are some websites that allows you to get audiobooks. So look for them online and then download the audiobook and then just listen to them. That might actually help. So the sixth step to optimate motivation is staying positive, is creating goals, is visualizing your success, is keeping good company, which are the people you study with or the people you hang out with. Track your success and remember why you have chosen the path that you've chosen. Once you can practice these six things, once you can always go back to why am I doing this in the first place and staying positive and creating goals and visualizing your success and keeping good company, tracking your success and remembering why you've done it. So our goal for this week is to, again, work on learning, keep reading, keep studying, write your journal, keep writing what you're doing, and then keep keep our goal for this week our goal for this week is to the journal that we have, we should keep writing our goals. So set a goal this week, set a goal, have a timeline, and make sure you achieve it. And then next week we'll talk about it. Keep doing your motivational stuff. So I am actually, and remember, don't miss a chance to be creative. So I am going to, before we go into questions, I am going to bring in Albert now so we can further discourse, and then we is Albert there?
Yes, I am. Can you
Hello?
hear me?
Yeah, I just
Hi.
ran through the steps out so we can actually begin to discuss it. So Albert, what are
Okay.
your take on this?
Oh, thank you very much, Brenzy, for that fantastic presentation.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, all students, once again. Hello. I hope you've taken notes on motivation and that you, after this session, you'll feel very motivated. Now, for me, I'd like to emphasize on certain aspects of motivation. The first one is the aspect of self-drive.
We lost you, Albert. Are you there?
Sorry, I think it was the network. Sorry for that. The first thing is the aspect of self-drive. When it comes to motivation, you must be able to drive. You must have the self-drive, that initiative within you that will enable you to work towards a certain goal. And the self-drive here will stem from what I call passion. You see, for you to be able to attain a particular goal, it must be something that you really want from within you. Okay? And for me, this is where the gray area lies. All right? So please make sure, for example, if it is an A you want, make sure it's an attainable A. Okay, so if it's an A in maths that you want, make sure you're capable of getting that A, but not moving from an E to an A. That's not realistic. So it must come from within you. All right, because the minute it comes from within you, then the aspect of planning then comes in. All right, you're then now able to plan yourself. Okay, and you plan yourself based on what? You plan yourself based on one, knowing who you are, for one. Number two, you plan yourself based on your environmental context, okay, for another. But also, you also plan yourself based on where you want to go. Because I also believe you just don't want to get an A for the heck of getting an A. You want to get an A to get somewhere. All right? So this is where now your actual your vision comes in. And if you recall, last week I talked of something called the vision board. Right? So this is where the vision board will actually come in. It will come in because it will lay out all the strategies, okay, and all the steps you will need to take in order to achieve your particular goal. The other thing I like to talk about is the aspect of time management. Time, good old time. They say we've got 24 hours in a day, isn't it? Right? We spend maybe 8 hours in school, perhaps, all right? We spend another 8
Yeah.
hours in let's say sleeping, okay?
Yeah.
What do you do with the remaining 8 hours? It's what you call compounding of time. Now, this is also where another problem lies. Okay? But from today, it
Mm-hmm.
will no longer be a challenge, because it will no longer be a challenge. Because remember, for you to achieve a certain goal or meet a certain end, there's always a price to be paid. There's the price before and there's the price after. All right. So the price to be paid, for example, to achieve an A means what? It means you need to spend more time in your studies. Okay. The price to be paid in order to be, I don't know, let's say what, a community volunteer, you need to spend more time with members of the community, understanding how members of the community operate, understanding the issues around the community. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it is very, very important to manage your time. Very
Mm-hmm.
important. The other thing I like to emphasize is your mindset. But here I want to
Mm-hmm.
bring in another aspect of self-talk. What do you talk? What do you tell yourself? It is one thing to be told that you can do it, but it is another thing for you to tell yourself you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So in this case, it is very key to continuously appreciate yourself and reward yourself in this sense, not in a negative way, but always tell yourself, and this is in context to your goal and what you want to achieve. You tell yourself, today I'll wake up and today I'll achieve what I've set out to do. All right. And in this case, here is where, for example, your daily schedule would come in, or your diary of activities for the day would also come in. Where you tell yourself as you wake up that today you purpose to achieve all these things. Okay. Now remember, sometimes life, not things don't always work out as you plan. Okay. But when
Mm-hmm.
diversions happen, it is important, one, to acknowledge the diversion, and two, go back to your goal,
Mm-hmm.
to your objective of the day. So for example, let's assume in your daily activities you had planned to go, and let's say after studying for a couple of hours you decide to go and visit your friend, and for some reason you're not able to go visit your friend. Remember, that is connected to where you want to, it's part of your goal. So what do? You can always review. Don't fear to review. You can always review and reschedule, and then
Mm-hmm.
go back to your original goal. Don't fear, because sometimes things don't always go as we have planned. The other thing I'll also want to talk about here is now the aspect of even external. I'll make an emphasis on external factors. Okay, and here it's more so what your ability to filter, and that is taking in or lack of thereof of what people are telling you. And what
Mm-hmm.
do I mean? And this is where now even self-discipline would come in. Because remember, for you to achieve success does not come easy. One of the key criteria of success is discipline. And to achieve a goal requires a lot of discipline. What do I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to, let's say once again, you want to attain an A, let's say in physics, all right, or biology. We know it's a technical subject. It requires you to sit down and study. When you get distractions, like for example, invitations to parties, I'm not saying don't go to parties, but you need to ask yourself, if you go to that party, what does it mean for you? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Will it interfere with your schedule of the day? If the answer is yes, do not fear to politely and respectfully decline. There's power in saying no. No is not
Yeah.
bad. There is power in saying no. Let's not fear. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It simply means at that particular time, you have got a particular activity that you must achieve. Because at the end of the day, remember this, for you to attain your goal, you need to do this activity. Remember
Mm-hmm.
earlier on in Brenz's presentation that for you to achieve your goal, there are several activities that you must do. All right. So these will be part of that activity. So kindly always keep that in mind. Then finally, the other thing I like to also to mention is read motivational books. They say the brain is a muscle, as muscle. So the more you read, the stronger you become. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So purpose
Yeah.
to read more, try to know more about aspects around your environment, aspects around what you want to achieve, aspects around your goal, aspects around your objective. And if you do that, I can assure you, you'll have very, very good motivational levels. Yes, maybe over to
Mm-hmm.
you, Brinzy. Yes.
Thank you so much, Albert. I have even learned something from that now. Yeah, like just to add to what he said now, it's for me, it's setting a goal and then having that reward. That reward is my motivation. So if I have series of meetings or series of work or a series of uh, feasibility study or documents to write, what I usually tell myself is, okay, I'm gonna go through the pain of writing this, but when I finish writing it, I'm gonna get myself this or that. It could just be as simple as I'm going to get that extra 1 hour sleep, or I'm going to, go partying. If that's, it just depends on my mood. And I always do that because I set goals and I also set a reward. Because sometimes it's good when you set a reward, it actually helps you. It might just be something as simple as I'm gonna, get that ice cream, or I'm gonna, whatever it is, something that motivates you. It's good to have that in front of you while you're chasing something, so that way you know that at the end of this you're going to get that or do the other or go for swimming or something, and that would actually help you keep you motivated. So if you guys have any questions, this is when to ask all the questions. Hi Elizabeth, I'm seeing that a lot of people have been talking here. Understanding time management is, yeah, is achieving goals. Yeah, that's true. That's what Albert said. You have to understand time management and begin. It's not just understanding it, it's practicing it. Sometimes we know stuff. It's not that we don't know stuff. We've read them, we know what they are, we just don't do them. So it's one thing to understand what something is another thing to apply it. So when you begin to apply what you've learned, that's where the sources start to come. So we're waiting. If there are any questions, this is when you ask all the questions. Uh, Johnson said that failure gives you the courage to continue. That's true. Failure, yeah, it does. When you fail, of course, you feel down, and it's okay to feel sad. Like if you set a goal, if you're trying to do something and you didn't quite get it right, it is fine to feel sad, honestly. But don't drag it. Just because it's good to acknowledge that, okay, this has happened, but it can only get better from here. As understanding that, yeah, this is what has happened, but we can get better from here. So we are waiting for questions. Dami said that in success, the first letter is sacrifice, which again highlights what Albert has said. You must be willing to sacrifice. You must be willing to ask yourself the hard questions of, what do I do with my 8 hours? I want to get an A in maths. Is it realistic in the next 3 months when you're getting E? Or do you want to strive for a B first or a C first and then upgrade from there? That's what Albert is asking us to do, and it is fantastic. And that's an easier way to progress, because if you're saying you want to go to an A from an E and then you do an exam and you got a C or a B, you might be disappointed. So it's good to set a goal for yourself and say, okay, if this is first term, by third term I'm going to get an A, which means that by second term you will try and get a B or a C, so then by third term you can get the A that you are striving for. Yeah, that's true. Adewata, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. Once you fail, your determination increases. That is correct. That's correct. So have we got any questions? Okay, Dami is adding a contribution. To succeed, we need to apply is okay, yeah. Is that every try? I mean, okay. It's where behaviors are triggers in new habits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
new mindset. You remember when we talked about the fixed mindset and the growth mindset? So if you once you know which you have, if it's a fixed mindset, you cannot get your new mindset to get your new result. Thank you so much, Dami. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. So since we don't have questions, Albert, what about an assignment? Yeah, you'll be getting an assignment today. Your assignment is to set a goal. Your assignment is to look at that one thing, set a goal, look at what you want to achieve. I said it before, on your notepads, the diary that you've been keeping, write down your short-term goal, which is something you want to achieve in the next 3 months. Write out your mid-term goal, which is something you want to achieve in the next 6 months or 1 year. And then write down your long-term goal, which is something you want to achieve in the next 5 years. Once you have them written down, focus on the one for the next 3 months and write a plan on how you're going to achieve it. What is the step-by-step thing that you want to do starting from today in order to be able to achieve it? And then start to do them. So by next week, you'll be able to tell us how far you've gone with that goal. So that's your assignment for today. It's setting a goal and also trying new ways to motivate yourself and people around you. So it can be as easy as just telling someone who's trying so hard to do something. You know, when you're working on a project, you might be so absorbed that you don't even see the progress. So if you have anybody around you, even if it's your dad or your mom or your siblings that had been working so hard on something, and they might not even realize that they're making progress, it might just take you to say, oh, well done, you're actually making progress in this. And that might just be the motivation that they need to continue. So try doing that. It'd be really good if you can do that. Okay, yes, that's telling you.
Maybe I can take this one.
Okay, yeah, take that.
Okay, you said having a study group is a way to achieve motivation. But what if some of your friends in your school that are smart aren't interested in studying with you? What do? I say they're not the only students in school. You form others. You can always form other groups. Huh? Find other like-minded students who are willing to come together with you and actually work hard to improve themselves in that particular subject or in those particular subjects. Remember, at the end of the day, you're not going to be judged as a group. You'll be judged as an individual. All right? And here is where now your individual drive, okay, individual drive and pursuant to your goals and its commitment comes in. Okay, so you must be very strong in that conviction, very, very strong in it, and we should not allow other external factors to deter us. If someone is not willing to be part of a study group, it is okay. We can always form others, whether they are smart, average, or not smart at all. The purpose is either way, we must ensure we do what? We achieve our goal. Remember, one aspect of resilience is also working around challenges, finding alternatives, being proactive. Okay, so you need to be very proactive as well.
Okay.
This one.
So I'll take this.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take this if that's okay. Please, does life only depend on what we gain or the impact we make? It's for me, it's different for everyone. For me, it will be the impact that I make, the people that I'm able to touch, the people that I'm able to support. If for me, it's being able to do those things that I love to do, knowing fully well that it impacts other people positively. But before I do that, I must have some sort of self-impact. So that's where the gain come in. What are you learning? How are you growing? Because you can't give what you don't have. So you have to be a whole person. You have to develop yourself. And while you're developing yourself, you're able to now affect other people positively. So it's really a combination of both, a balance of both. You know, being able to gain things that would help you develop yourself and grow, and then being able to now have an impact on other people's life. That's what it is for me. So, please, my question is about. Okay, do you want to take Adeyo's question, Albert?
Okay. Failure comes at times, but is it up to us to have a positive mindset about everything? That's where the success comes. Absolutely. Remember, you cannot succeed without failing. You have to fail to succeed. Okay, and that's where your mindset and your positive thinking comes in. How do you take your failures? Is it a point of learning, or do you beat yourself down? If you're, again,
Mm-hmm.
once again, now I keep on repeating this, what is your goal? What do you want to achieve? Remember, getting there will not be easy. All right, it requires effort. And remember, as you are pursuing your goals, you'll have different things affecting you, both internally and externally. But
Mm-hmm.
regardless, you must always find a way to focus back on our what? On our goals. Okay? And that's why it's important to employ the various techniques that you've come across, whether it's the
Mm-hmm.
meditation for one, whether it is the positive mindset for another, and also embracing the aspect of the mindsets. And in this case,
Mm-hmm.
having a growth mindset, and also another thing, the aspect of resilience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fantastic. Elizabeth, thanks so much for sending your last assignment. We appreciate that. And there's another question here. Sometimes, despite however we try, things still go wrong. How do we how do we continue? So a perfect example would be I am still in Nigeria and I've been in Nigeria for the last 5 months. This was only a 3 week trip, okay, guys? I'm supposed to be here for 3 weeks and now 5 months and counting, I am still here. How have I managed to sustain myself? How have I managed to keep my positive mindset? It's just by I continuously try. So every time there's an evacuation flight, I book it. When they cancel it, I feel bad for a minute and then I go, okay, now I have this amount of time. What are the new things that I can learn? And I can tell you, since I've been here, I've done loads of work. I've done a lot of work. I came in here to spend 3 weeks. As the 3 weeks was elapsing, it wasn't possible for me to go. I just threw myself out there, threw my skill set out there, and said, "Oh well, I could do strategy, I could do this, I could do that." And I have just been getting jobs. You know, I just recently got another fantastic contract now. So for me, is when something see opportunity in every problem. So I see opportunity. For me, it was okay. If I'm going to be stuck in Nigeria for this long, I might as well see it as an opportunity and start to reach out to my network and see what are the work, what are the contracts, or what are the projects that I can work on. And that's what I'm doing. I'm actually busy doing all of these things, and I'm happy doing it while I'm still keeping faith that at some point the airport is going to be open and I'm going to go home. So it's when things are not going well. It's not really that they are not going well. It's more so that they are not going the direction that you wanted it to go. But stop for a minute and think, well, are there other directions that this could go that would be positive, that would work as well? And that's how you begin to turn things around for yourself. So we've only got 3 minutes left. So I'm going to let Albert give us his final words and then I'll give mine and then we can wrap this up. Albert,
So thank you very much,
can you
Brenzy.
hear us,
So what I
Albert?
would do, I can, yes, I can. I can hear you.
Okay.
You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
You
yes,
can
yes.
hear
We're
me?
listening.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I'd like to end by saying kind remember this: resilience, growth mindset, time management, proper focus on your goals, and your commitment are one of the fundamental keys to your motivation that will lead you to your goals and your objectives. And when you do that, you're on your way not just to be motivated, but to be a success in life. Thank you. Over to you, Brenzy.
Okay. Fantastic. And Dami was asking to submit our assignment. Yeah, at the start, 6 weeks ago, I think at the start of it, we agreed that everybody would submit their assignment. So look at the link below for Coderina. I think there are emails that are there that you submit your assignment to. So you are to submit your assignment while you're practicing it, and then next week we'll discuss it. My last word to you guys today is never ever miss an opportunity to be creative. Learn something new every day, try something new every day, and just keep going. And know that people's actions, the way people act is their choice, and how you react to it is entirely up to you. So by reacting positively to even a negative situation can help bring the lights on, can help shine lights on those situations and make them a positive situation. So thank you so much. I appreciate this. Thanks, Coderina, once again for letting us do this. Thanks so much for those of us who participated, Evelyn, Dami, Elizabeth, and every other person that I have not called your name. Albert, thanks again for doing this with me. We'll meet you guys same time next week. And next week, we are learning empathy. It is fantastic. You're going to be learning how to empathize with other people, how to care for other people, how to also care for yourself and grow. Thank you so much, and see you same time next week.